Hello to everyone out there on YouTube. I'm also about to go live on my IG, so 1 second, hold on. Oops, sorry. Okay. Hello to everyone on IG. So I'm currently live on YouTube and IG. I'm on my YouTube page at The Body Scientist 81. And why's my nose always start running when I get on camera? And I'm live on my IG page, _body_scientist. My name is Makeda Valletta. If you're not familiar with me, I have a background in nutrition science, exercise and sports science, biotechnology. I study all the ways that we can take our body to its highest level from the inside out and the outside in. So today I want to talk about why animal fats are good for our skin, okay? So those of you who follow me, you know I talk about skin all the time, and I love to talk about fat. Protein and fat work together, which is why we need to put fat on our protein-filled skin to make it more simple. And I'm ashy right now because I just got out the shower because I'm going to do a demo. So, so many men that I know, I don't care what ethnic group they are, don't moisturize their skin. I talked about this in my previous videos, like moisturizing your skin is really important for your immune system, but also the health of your skin. If you want to stay looking young for as long as possible, you have got to moisturize, and with the right things, right? But also, our skin is a huge part of our immune system. It's also how we get vitamin D. We get vitamin D from the sun, from cholesterol, okay? So without cholesterol, you will not make vitamin D no matter how much sun you get. Please check out my videos on vitamin D on my YouTube page where I go into depth on it. So, there's so much vegan talk and vegan propaganda and demonization of animal fats. Animal fats are not only the best fats to cook with, they're the most stable to cook with and the most nutrient dense. They're also very good for our skin. When you ingest animal fat and put it on your skin, because the health of your skin and the appearance of your skin has to do with what you put in your body and what you put on your body, okay? They both affect that, okay? And so probiotics, gut bacteria is a huge part of that. And I have videos where I speak about that. The second thing is the fats, okay? The fats in your diet and the fats on your skin. If you have acne, eczema, psoriasis, weird rashes, boils, anything like that, then there is definitely an imbalance in your gut, number one. And number two, you really don't want to put things in your skin that's going to irritate it even more. Now, I've been using cocoa butter and shea butter on my skin. Well, shea butter I've been using since like 2003. Then like maybe a few years ago I realized there was somewhere the years blend together. Maybe 10 years ago I realized I don't like shea butter in the summer when it's hot and humid because shea butter is an insulator and it makes me feel like I'm going to die because it's holding all the heat in. I realized coconut oil is not really a good moisturizer. Coconut oil has a lot of antimicrobial properties, but I think it's very subpar when it comes to moisturizing the skin. It's not bad for your skin, but it just isn't really deeply moisturizing. But it has other properties, other antimicrobial properties. And cocoa butter is what I became obsessed with in the summers, right? I love cocoa butter. So I've been making these mixtures of shea butter and cocoa butter and coconut oil. And I'm working on lighter mixtures that have olive oil and to have herb-infused oils. That's also what I'm doing. So you will see me start to come out with this more and present it more and explain it to you more as I develop these things, right? And that I've been working on. But one thing that I've known for a while is that beef, like animal tallow, which comes from cows. I know of it coming from cows, but I think it comes from other ruminant animals as well, maybe sheep. So you have beef tallow and you have lard, okay? That are both very healthy fats for you to cook with, very stable, nutrient-dense fats for you to cook with, and to put on your skin. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to look at my list because I've been forgetting to say certain things. Beef tallow, the virtues of beef tallow. It's high in, okay, so one thing you should never forget, because I love talking about fat, and I always tell you guys, you cannot absorb your fat-soluble vitamins without fat. The fat-soluble vitamins is the second half of my name, so it's so easy to remember, you should never forget it. is Keda, vitamins K, E, D, and A. That's the second half of my name. My name is Makeda. So how cool that K, E, D, A are the fat-soluble vitamins, right? You need the fat-soluble vitamins to digest fat. Other way around. You need the fat to digest the fat-soluble vitamins. You will not absorb vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin K without fat, okay? So beef tallow is very high in vitamins A, D, E, K, and vitamin B12. There is no plant fat that's high in those vitamins. Vitamins A and D are only in animal sources, and vitamin D can only be made from cholesterol. Cholesterol is only in animals. Another reason why you do not want to go on a high cholesterol diet or a vegan diet or restrict cholesterol. Cholesterol is super important for your vitamin D, for your hormones, and other things in your body, right? Tallow is also antibacterial and antimicrobial, okay? Beef tallow is very antimicrobial and antibacterial. Also, lard is the highest source of vitamin D in the world, like in the atmosphere. Lard is a very potent source of vitamin D, okay? Now, if the sun hits our skin and produces vitamin D, imagine how lovely that would be to put vitamin D on your skin, right? And most people have vitamin D deficiencies, especially melanated people. And vitamin D, it helps with like the vibrancy of our skin, okay? Vitamin D helps with the vibrancy of our skin and something else. And it also helps, vitamin D helps to induce the expression of antimicrobial peptide genes in human skin cells, okay? And it plays a significant role in preventing opportunistic infections, okay? So this is what vitamin D does. It plays a significant role in preventing opportunistic infections. Now, what is our skin? It's a barrier. It's part of our immune system. You see how ashy I am? About to moisturize. Hold on. I'm gonna take a time out on the facts. I'm just gonna do a little demo, okay? Oh, one of my people on YouTube is just cooking a duck fat right now. Yes, thumbs up to that because I made French fries in duck fat last night. Duck fat is so good, okay? It's a healthy fat to cook in. You guys need to remember, you do not want to cook in safflower oil, sunflower oil, corn oil, soybean oil, canola oil. You don't want to cook in those oils and you don't want to put them on your skin, okay? I've seen people make skin mixtures that have some good oils in it, and then they mess it up by putting safflower or sunflower oil in it. Safflower and sunflower oil is toxic. Do not consume it. Don't put it on your skin, okay? Now, so here, I have a mixture. This is another mixture I made that has cocoa butter, shea butter, coconut oil, and tallow. You know, you can make these yourself, okay? You can definitely make them yourself, but I'm making them and selling them for those of you who want to buy pre-made ones. And this smells really good. It has like a very strong chocolate smell because I use very high quality cocoa butter. So the chocolate smell overwhelms it right now. So what I've noticed about the tallow, okay, the thing I've noticed even when I tend to like a mixture of fats because they have different properties and they work synergistically together. But one thing I noticed about the tallow, which is different than the shea butter, the cocoa butter, is that the tallow, when you put it on your skin, it moisturizes and then it absorbs really quickly. So you don't feel like, I've heard a lot of people complaining, especially men, about how they don't like to feel coating on their skin. That's why they don't moisturize. And I never really looked at it like a coating. I felt like I'd rather be a little tiny little greasy than to be dry, you know? So I never really minded, you know, how cocoa butter and shea butter, even though shea butter could be a bit thick. But what I noticed with the tallow, when I mix it with the tallow, it just absorbs. Like it absorbs even more than when it's the cocoa butter, shea butter, and coconut oil without the tallow. It just like my skin, I'll put it on and it's like moisturized and then just sucks up and it's like dry. It's still moisturized, but my skin will feel dry to the touch, right? Which I feel like will be good for my pole dancing because, you know, it's like when you moisturize your skin and get on the pole, you slip, you know? So I'm always trying to find, and I've heard strippers say they use dry oils. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure what they use is probably not good. So I'm always looking for good things to put on my skin, and it's like, you know, I want to pole dance, but I don't want to be dry and ashy. So I feel like this might be the answer, right? So I'm just putting this so you can just see how the skin changes once it's moisturized, right? Like moisturizing is so important. So this is very easy to spray. Very, very easy. Very easy to spray. Okay, you gotta get rid of the ashiness. Ashy is not cute. It's really not. Okay. So, okie dokie. I'm not gonna do everything, but you just see. And this instantly, like, oh, so ashy, it's not cute. I instantly can feel my skin sucking this up in a way that doesn't happen when the tallow is not there. So I love cocoa butter and shea butter, and I feel like they have very good healing properties. But I feel like the tallow brings it all together in the most perfect way. Okay. Now, also consuming the tallow is also, oh Lord, is also very good for your skin. Now, the hold on, let me go back to my facts, right? So I didn't moisturize everything. I just moisturized one arm, one leg, a little bit of my stomach. So you just see, okay? Now, tallow and the oil on our skin, which is called sebum, are very similar in chemical composition, fat profiles, and percentage. They're very, very similar. So our skin can uptake tallow and lard very easily. It just sucks it up. And the fact that the chemical and fat compounds are very similar. Oops, somebody's calling me, sorry. The fact that they're very similar is why it allows the nutrients to absorb deep into our skin, to really get deep into our skin without leaving a crazy residue, okay? Now, tallow is also high in CLA, right? Now, I'm talking about tallow from grass-fed animals. I'm talking about lard from pasture animals. This means that did not come, when I'm talking about food, I am never talking about something from the commercial food industry. So you can always assume that I'm not talking about food from the industrial food industry. So you don't have to mention to me about all the things that's wrong with pigs and cows that come from the commercial food industry, because all food that comes from the commercial food industry is toxic, and that includes the fruits and vegetables, everything, okay? So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about grass-fed cows. I'm talking about pasture-raised pigs. Pigs that are on a farm that are outside, they're getting sunlight, they're running around doing what they do, they're eating what they eat in nature, okay, and not being fed slop and refined and have no sun. Then that lard will not be high in vitamin D and important fats. Same thing with the cows. Now, CLA fat is also a fat burner. In any commercial fat burners you pick up, they have CLA, MCT fats. These fats actually strengthen your immune system and help you burn fat, okay? So tallow is very high in CLA, which also, CLA also has potent anti-cancer, okay? CLA is a very potent anti-cancer fat. And CLA fat is very high in all grass-fed. The fat, the milk, meat, fat of all grass-fed animals, okay? Tallow is also high. Oh, sorry. I should have turned my ringer off. My keeps calling me. Tallow is also very high in oleic acid, omega-9. Oleic acid is also very high in olive oil. That's what most people know it from. Oleic acid also has antimicrobial properties. And oleic acid also helps the nutrients to penetrate your skin deeper as well, okay? Tallow also contains palmitic acid. And palmitic acid helps maintain the barrier function of your skin. Again, your skin is a huge organ. It's a part of our immune system. It protects from what goes in and out of our body. So palmitic acid helps to strengthen the barrier function of our skin. And then stearic acid is also very high in tallow. This helps to repair damaged skin and increase flexibility and suppleness in our skin. And then omega-7 is also high in tallow, which is one of our skin's basic building blocks, okay? So there are really important fats in the tallow and in the lard that help with our skin, and that's both ingesting it, okay, and putting it on our skin. Now, cocoa butter and shea butter is edible, but I don't eat those two. But cocoa, actually, well, you eat cocoa butter when you eat chocolate, because Cocoa butter is what gives chocolate that melt in your mouth, melty property. Okay, so cocoa butter is used in chocolate. So you're eating cocoa butter there. I think some Africans make cook with shea butter. I don't consume shea butter, but it is edible. But the beef fat and the lard, I'm going to do another video where I get more into depth about lard and pig fat. And when I do that, I always like to have my followers to comment, because the longest living people were eating pig fat. Okay, I don't care where it was in the world. So anybody watching this video, if you have family members who live to be 95 plus, okay, and they ate pig fat and lard, please share it on my YouTube video. Please put what age they live to and where they're from, because you'll see it all over the world, you know. And so this idea that, you know, animal fats are so bad for you is completely incorrect. If you actually do your research, because I always encourage people to do their own research, you will come to find that indigenous people all over the world have been putting animal fat in their skin for a long time. It was very, very common. It's only like recently, and I don't know how recently, if it was like the past 100 years, or 50, 60, 70, I don't know. But I like to be clear on my facts, but that's something that you guys can always look up. And I also, there is a very good podcast with somebody who's talking about this for an hour, and I will put it underneath my YouTube video so you can check it out. But there was a point in time when indigenous people all over the world were putting animal fat on their skin. That was the primary thing they're doing. So, you know, we're omnivores when it comes to our diet. We're supposed to eat animals and plants, and I feel like mixing animal and plant fats together to put on your skin is probably the best combination. But I definitely feel how what the tallow does to like suck everything up. The tallow has great properties, right? But shea butter and cocoa butter also have really good properties. I have a video where I talk all about cocoa butter, why I like it on my skin, and I go into the fat profiles of cocoa butter, because fats are not all the same. They all have totally different properties, different chemistry. The fat makeup, the fat makeup of the chemical makeup of every fat is completely different. Shea butter and coconut oil, not the same. Coconut butter, not the same. Avocado oil, olive oil, palm oil, duck fat, they're not all the same. And I love palm oil for my hair. I'm going to do a video about that soon, talking about palm oil. Okay, palm oil is also a hidden treasure. But yeah, I think the comment, shea butter to me is excellent with getting rid of scars and evening out your skin tone. Cocoa butter assists in that, you know, so you really get a full spectrum of healing benefits when you mix all of these good fats, okay? Excluding, like, pick up the stuff you use in your skin, read the label, because I even see people selling homemade body butters. I've seen it for a few people. They're supposed to be selling these so-called healthy, holistic body butters, and they have safflower oil, sunflower oil in it. No. Once you see those are no. Now, somebody on my YouTube page said their grandma lived to 101 and ate pork all her life, and she was from Barbados. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, like in the Caribbean, Haiti, Puerto Rico, DR, Cuba, the American South, South America, in Europe. In Europe, they're obsessed with freaking pork. The Polynesian Islands, everybody but Muslims, okay? Now, every time they talk about the oldest person in the world, every time they interview the oldest person in the world, that person always says they were eating bacon. They always say that, always. Just go look it up, okay? They never say, oh, I said I'm eating salad every day and drinking green juice and drinking a gallon of water. No. Okay, they always say they ate bacon. They usually had a shot of whiskey every day or something. Okay, they might have smoked a freaking tobacco pipe or cigars or some shit. All the people that live to be that old do that. So for me, my approach to whether it's beauty, health, is like doing what has shown to work over generations. There's no study that you can do in a laboratory in a couple of years that can even compete with what has shown to work over generations. A lot of young people now are trying to come to their elders and act and tell their elders, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Stop eating all this pork fat. Stop eating all this animal fat. It's not good for you. But they're the ones, and what I have noticed, because I'm 38, same age as Beyonce and Serena and Megan Good and Meghan Markle. There's a whole bunch of dope people born in 1981, right? But I have seen a lot of 23-year-olds, 22-year-olds, young people who look old. They either look underdeveloped, like when I go around college campuses, like here in Chicago, I live close to 2 universities, okay? And when I'm by HBCUs, going by Howard in DC, all these college students, they look underdeveloped. I'm sorry, but no offense to the younger generation, but a lot of them look underdeveloped. Maybe when I was in high school, they were saying girls look overdeveloped. Now, you look underdeveloped. And I see either they look underdeveloped or they look old, like they look aged or something. And that is from, if you grew up eating corn oil and soybean oil and canola oil, and your parents grew up eating corn oil, soybean and canola oil and sugar and all this crap, that's how you look. See, people who were born in the early 80s, people who were born in the 70s, like you might have eaten processed food growing up, but your parents didn't grow up eating that. So there are people who are around 40, or 35 to 50, who might have been professional athletes and are well built, and they might say, oh, they grew up so poor, they ate bread and government cheese, but yet they grew to be 6'5" and a top athlete. But that's because their parents didn't grow up eating that. Nutritional degeneration happens over generations. So if your parents ate good and you don't eat good, you may still be okay. But if you don't eat good and your parents didn't eat good, you're gonna probably look fucked up. And if your grandparents too, so I feel like we're seeing that now with this younger generation. And I have a feeling that 10 years from now, when I'm 48, I feel like I'm gonna look younger than a lot of these 25-year-olds. I just really do, because it's something, they just aren't developing well, and then they want to get all the surgery, So that shit backfires, okay? And for those of you who are around my age and older, those years go by quick, okay? So I think I proved my point in this video. This video, I talked about lard a little bit, but I focused mostly on tallow. I'm going to do another video soon where I'm going to really get into pork and pork fat. But be sure to check out my other videos on my YouTube channel, The Body Scientist 81. And, one more thing. This is a lighter mixture that I made, right? Because it's funny, when I was a little girl, I used to always be mixing chemicals and stuff, and my mom used to always be like, little girl, whatever you do, don't consume the stuff that you're mixing. But I was always mixing stuff. Now I feel on my skin and burn myself and do stupid shit, right? So now I feel like this again because Valletta's Indigenous Skin Alchemy, okay? I've been trying to figure out what to call my skincare. And it's not only going to be moisturizers, there's other things that I'm working on. I'm not going to talk about it all right now. But I've been trying to figure out what to call it. And I think, this may change, but I think it's Valletta's Indigenous Skin Alchemy. So Valletta is my other name, okay? You guys know me as Makeda Valletta. Valletta is my dear matriarchal grandmother's name. And Valletta is a special name, okay? It means veiled one. And to me, my skin is my veil, okay? So, Visa. That's what I'm calling it, okay? Now, there's different mixtures that I'm working on. Now, this right here, and everything I like to do is indigenous based. Now, this is a lighter mixture. And I first started working on it for a client who had bad acne, or she was having acne in her back, and she worked in a hot environment. So if you're living in Miami, or you're living in the Caribbean, or it's summertime in New York, you might need a lighter formula. I personally don't put the same thing on my skin in the winter as I do in the summer. Some people do, and they claim to be fine, but to me, it doesn't work. So this is a lighter formula. This has a very little bit of shea butter, cocoa butter, some coconut oil, olive oil, and tallow. Now, coconut oil, Thank you, Nakia. Valletta Skin Food, a part of the Body Alchemist line. See, I always have suggestions because I'm not good with coming up with names and things. Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. I appreciate all the suggestions. I'm just a science nerd. I'm not really always good with the presentation and all of that, okay? Now, coconut oil, while I don't feel like it's the best moisturizer, it does have antiviral, antimicrobial properties, okay? So if somebody is having skin issues, microbes, acne, it's good to put an oil on your skin that's antimicrobial. So coconut oil is that, so is olive oil. Now, olive oil is very high in oleic acid, and so is tallow, okay? Tallow is also very antimicrobial. Shea butter, cocoa butter, to me, it makes your skin softer than anything else. That's what cocoa butter does. Cocoa butter. I don't know if I said shea butter, but cocoa butter makes your skin softer than anything else. I think shea butter is the best insulator. So every fat has, and shea butter is also deeply healing as too. Deeply healing as well. So every fat has different properties. So this is what I made this one. This one has a little bit of shea butter because I don't want it to be too hot and insulating. But shea butter is healing to the skin. Then some coconut oil and olive oil for its antimicrobial properties, tallow for its antimicrobial and skin healing properties. And so this is a lighter formula. So if you see, and I put this on my face actually. So before I did my makeup, I put a little bit of this on my face because I have to moisturize my face. But shea butter and cocoa butter alone is too greasy. So I put this on my face. Then I put aloe from my aloe plant on my face as my so-called toner or whatever you put it. I put like aloe right out of the leaf onto my skin, and then I just put powder. I don't do concealer and foundation. Just put some powder, some eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, lipstick, right? But this is light enough for that, okay? Now, if you see this, this is it's almost like Vaseline. This was like super liquidy, okay? I don't know if you can see it in here. Now I'm going to show you like how this is a much lighter formula than the other one, you see? This one is lighter. See? Now, the thicker one, and it's kind of chilly in my apartment. Like, I don't have the warmest apartment. I'm always having space heaters. I have a space heater one right here. So, I don't know what the temperature is in here, but this lighter one will stay liquid and soft, even in the colder room. Okay? It's not going to get solid. This one gets solid. They're a little bit thicker. Okay? So, you see, this one's a little bit thicker. Like, I don't know if you can tell. Okay? So, put that on me. You see, I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but they're not the same consistency. Okay, so one is a thicker one, which I would use for colder weather. Like right now, Chicago, New York, I would use this thicker one. And then there's a lighter one for people who are in hotter environments. Okay, and then I'm also working on some herbal infused ones. Okay, and I will talk about that very soon. Okay. So be sure to check out my other videos about vitamin D, about fat, about cholesterol, about skincare, about cocoa butter. And should you be interested in ordering any of my mixtures, I don't care. Oops, sorry. I don't care about trying to appeal to vegans, right? I really don't. Because I feel like they don't try to appeal to us. If a vegan person opens up a vegan restaurant, they don't say, here's our menu for the non-vegans. They don't. But people who are not vegans always feel like they're going to have a vegan option for vegans. To hell with them. I don't really care about that. But I will say that I do have a so-called vegan mixture, okay? And that's the one that I've been selling thus far. This is cocoa butter, shea butter, and coconut oil. It does not have any animal fat in it. So there's that mixture. Then there's the one that has the beef tallow in it. And then there's the lighter formula that has olive oil and shea butter and coconut oil, tallow, and coconut. It's just the different percentages of the oils. Okay, so should you be interested in ordering any of it, feel free to email me directly at thebodyscientist81@gmail.com. And pretty soon I will have it listed in a comprehensive way where you can just go place the order. I should have the bottle sizes with me, but I don't right now because I have 12 ounces, which is what this is. It's a 12-ounce glass jar. And I have, I'm sorry, it's not 12 ounces. I'm sorry. This is 4 ounces. 4 ounces. It costs $12. This is 4 ounces. I have 10 ounces in a 12-ounce jars, okay? So, and I'll put the prices of everything below on my YouTube video. So if you're on IG, you don't follow me on YouTube, be sure to follow me on YouTube at The Body Scientist 81. Be sure to check out my videos. If you guys learned something from this, please share it. Please share it, share it, share it, because sharing is caring. And you know the stuff that I'm talking about is not common. So check out my resources below, and let's keep it moving, and let's keep taking care of ourselves, and have a great day, people. Bye.